guys, welcome to another interview with one of our funded traders. He has an amazing history and an amazing progress, and I'm very excited to be talking with Onur. And we will discuss, what I'm so excited with this. So, Onur, how are you? How are you today?
Hi. Yeah, it's fine. I think I'm in a profitable trade right now. So,
Which is always good.
uh, yeah. I'm in a good mood right now.
Okay, that's good. Just I really go into the trading part, but before that, just tell us about a little bit about you, where you live, how old are you, how long have you been trading?
Uh, so I live in a small city in Turkey, and right now I'm studying finance in a university in Istanbul. So everybody knows Istanbul. It's the biggest city in Turkey. Right now, I'm in my hometown. It's really a small city, and I'm living here with my dad and my mom. I would say I'm a part-time student and a part-time trader at the same time.
Amazing. How long have you been trading?
For seriously, it's been 1 year, but I used to buy and sell stocks in Turkish exchange for like 5 years.
Okay, so now you're using part
I,
of the profits to pay for your studies.
yeah. I use profits in Turkish exchange mostly.
Amazing. Okay, and how do you find about the fibers? Why do you join the fibers, for example?
So I was looking for a prop firm to buy challenges, and it was around that my Forex funds went under. So I was looking for a firm which I could trust with my money. And 100K challenges are like around $500, and it's a lot of money
Yeah.
in Turkish liras. So it was really important for me, the security part. And when I was looking for through the site and the Trustpilot comments and other comments in like Twitter, I didn't see any negative reviews, like no payout denials, no anything, no slippage issues, which I saw it with my own eyes. Like spreads are off the charts, like really good. So I went with fibers.
Glad to have you trading with us.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
let's get into business. I want to share I want to share your dashboards. 100 high stakes account. You decided to go.
yeah,
You also have a bootcamp account, but I will focus on the two-step challenge, which is
yeah.
the
I bought it yesterday.
okay. And you're trading at 100K, but you did not start at a 100K. Okay, in fact, you started on a 60K account, and
Yes.
this is your your evaluation account, your first evaluation, and you traded. I don't know how do you feel, because this is the first account you had with us and you passed it. So I don't know if you came in already confident. We don't see a lot of traders who come to us, pass first step, second
Yes.
step, and get funded, and you did. So how was your how do you approach your first account?
So with two-step evaluations, I feel very confident. I take high risks with evaluations. Like if the total drawdown is 10%, I risk 2% for trade
Okay.
in trying to pass the first phase. Then in the second phase, I will risk 1.5 per trade. Uh, and I usually go for precise entries with low risk setups. Like I have confidence 80% that the trade will be a winner. So it usually goes well.
Yeah, and we can see that in this case you had like a 70% win rate, which is very very high.
Yeah.
Moving forward to your second one, you had a 100% win rate, which is a killer. Um, okay, so you pretty quickly and pretty easily passed the two steps and you got funded. This is your first funded account, a 60K funded account. At this stage, you haven't made any real profits, but you already had you're managing a real account. And let me tell you, many traders, once they get into the funded account, they face overconfidence and they start making mistakes, and their performance, is not the same as they had in the evaluation. So once you receive your funded account, did you feel any difference? Did you approach the market differently? Did you adapt something?
There is a huge difference because I act as this is my own money. So I won't risk 2% per trade. So I usually risk 0.5% per trade in funded account. And other than that, I don't change anything. It's the same strategy, same trades overall.
Amazing. I think
Yeah.
what you're saying here is very important, because decreasing risk is key in maintaining the accounts, and that's
Yes.
that's also what we want to, from our traders, to be responsible with the funds they're given to manage. So I appreciate you do that. And with that, I don't think there's a lot of discussion about that, but our scaling plan allows to grow the accounts, withdraw money, and every time you get to a 10% target, to get even more money, non-dependent if you withdraw or if you didn't. So you got to your 10% target, you made 6 grand, and you got a 70K account, a fresh new account, and you just kept trading. And we can see now you went into a little bit of drawdowns, not in the account, but you have a little bit of drawdowns. It took longer in the amount of trades you did. How do you feel during with these little drawdowns you have? How do you face that?
Drawdowns, you can't really control them because like there are some days every trade I take it happen to be losers. I can't do anything about that. You can have wrong senses. Like today, I think the dollar index will fall, but if I'm wrong with that, like in most of my trades will be losers. So I usually just say, okay, it's a bad day, no problem. Next day, I will probably make it back the money I lost, and will make a little bit more. So I don't really try to bother myself with the losses
Amazing.
because like there is literally no way to escape them.
And this is very important because, as you say, drawdown is part of the process, part of the strategy. You cannot control drawdowns, but you can control yourself and the risk you take after those drawdowns,
Yeah.
which is what you're saying here, and it's a great lesson. And
I want to add something. When I'm in a drawdown in the funded account, I try to not up my risk. I try to go with the same risk because then it's like a slippery slope.
Yeah.
Like it's like the martingale strategy. You will keep upping the risk and you will blow the account. So I don't really change anything in terms of risk when I'm in a drawdown.
Amazing. Yeah, what you say is very, very true. We see a lot of good traders,
Mm.
suddenly going into drawdown, and then they try to increase the risk in order to recover the drawdown. And what they do is, make the hole even larger, which is catastrophic. So great performance again here. You made it again to the 10%, and you got a new account now with even more capital. In this process, have you withdrawn profits, or are you keeping it as a cushion in the account?
I withdrew all the profits, I think, but some of them were added to the balance as credit.
Correct. Okay, so amazing. And this is very, very powerful, and this is what we, when we conceived the growing scheme we have, is giving this possibility traders to withdraw profits and yet getting more money to manage, which is different. When you have like a retail account, your own brokerage account, you have to decide between growing my account or withdrawing. And in this case, you can get, you can eat the cake and have it too. So we see your performance is very, very steady. and of course you made it again. So you have grow your account 4 times, and now you are managing a 100K account, and you can continue with this, with this pace all the way, to the 500,000 and the highest levels. And now the question, of course, everyone wants to know is what you do in the markets. Okay.
So I usually start the day at 7 a.m. So I have classes to go, and it's a good time to wake up. So it's just before London Open. Time is important for me, the time frames, because I don't want to really trade in low volatility times, because you will wait 3 hours for 5 pips in euro especially. So I usually start trading in London Open. So it's 10 a.m. in Turkey time, 9 a.m. in London, I assume. And the first thing I do is to look at dollar index. This is really huge for me. So I want to know where it's going, what will be the day, is it red or green? Because I only trade euro and GBP like 99% of the time.
Okay.
And euro is basically half of the dollar index. So they are very correlated.
Right.
So I look at dollar index. Today, I thought to myself that there's not much to see in this chart. I saw that there was a little gap. So let me go to 5 minutes. So I woke up around here. So I saw that in Asia session, there was a range. There was not that big move, and I saw that there was a gap here. So I expected it to be filled. So this is a fair value gap. I don't know if you are familiar with ICT concepts. So
I am, but maybe a lot of our viewers aren't. So maybe you can just briefly describe what's a fair value gap.
So fair value gap is, I would say it's, so this candle itself can be considered as a fair value gap. Price moves very quickly without very much transaction happening.
Okay.
And after some time, price have a tendency to go back to these gaps. So it's like a normal gap.
Okay.
So in my opinion, this gap and this gap doesn't have much difference. So I was expecting dollar index to move here, and now the question for me is whether if I want to long euro or GBP. So to make my decision on that, I go to euro GBP chart. There is not much to look at here. Usually, I don't really like this pair. So it's most of the time choppy. So I really didn't see an edge here. So I decided to go with GBP. So I think in GBP, so this low, as you can see, let me delete that. So this is yesterday's low, yesterday's high. It happened around 3 p.m. So I expect this high to be raided. It is, my opinion, this too high will be raided. And in euro, it is the same. There is this high and this high from last week, which I hope they will be raided. So it is a concept called liquidity. I would say it's an ICT concept. It's an old concept. So I expect dollar index to go down and other pairs to go up, euro and GBP. I choose GBP as my favorite today. And this is like the first half of my strategy. So I think that GBP will move up. But the second question is, where should I enter the trade? And this part is more important for me because you can enter here and you are now break even. You didn't make any money. So this part is a little bit difficult because I try to get a precise entry and I expect fast explosive moves when I enter. So I don't like price moving sideways for 2 hours
Okay.
after I enter the trade. So to ensure that price moves quick, I try to trade in London Open or New York, so to say. I try to trade in volatile hours. So I was expecting GBP to move up. So I was looking for an entry in GBP to go long, and this looked good. So let me go to 15 minutes. So this is a range, and I try to buy below this half of the range and usually sell above it. So I was expecting to buy from somewhere here, and I think I bought it from around here, and I'm holding still. It's been like 2 hours.
Okay.
Uh, I wasn't expecting it to take this long, but it's going well, I think. I'm still waiting for this high to be rated. Uh,
Was there any
I
confirmation to get to go long, or just set a buy limit order, or how do you trigger the trade?
I almost always use market orders. Like I don't use limit orders. So I usually decide my entries in 1 minute time frame. So it's going down. I was watching the chart here and I saw this movement. This movement was interesting. Like for the last 3 hours that I was watching this movement, this upwards movement was the only like movement that gave me hope. It will continue to go up. There might be a reversal.
Okay.
So when I saw this movement, I started looking for an entry, and in my opinion, the best entry is below the last low. And so when it broke below this low, I think I got in here, or
Okay.
and it's going good, I hope.
It is. And what would
And
you be looking for to take profit, for example?
so my first idea was to take profits from this New York Midnight Open. This is
Okay.
8 a.m. in Turkey and midnight in New York. This is an important price for me. I use this New York Midnight Open very often. Uh, but I am really convinced that this high will be rated, so I didn't take any profits. But I usually, like, if I'm convinced 70%, I will take the partial, but my conviction rate is higher today, so I passed on it.
Okay. You oh, where do you learn these concepts? Where do you learn ICT concepts? Where do you learn how to trade this way? If in case traders are looking for a
Hmm.
fresh approach or something like that, where would you send them?
So I started with ICT's YouTube channel. So he posts everything like for free.
Mhm.
But uh, I don't wanna offend anybody, but how I don't know how to say it, but most of ICT's concepts are like older concepts, and I would say he just rebrands some of them. So like these concepts like are really old, and uh, it was a good base for me to learning fundamentals from him. And after that, it was mostly pattern recognition and experience, I would say, because I really don't use any of his concepts now. It's mostly a craft for me. Like I would say, I crafted myself a unique style by
Which is
using his. style.
Yeah, Onur, I think what you're saying is, if someone has to take anything from this conversation, is what you just said. We cannot copy paste others' strategies and approaches to the markets to ourselves, because we are all different. We have different, schedules to through the day, risk appetites, different things. So we need to learn these concepts. We makes sense to us, and then adapt them, craft them is the word you used, to ourselves and our reality and our own situation, which is very, very important for all traders to go through that process. And once you do that, you get the results you're getting.
Yeah, you can find a profitable strategy like everywhere, like 70% win rate, 2-to-1 risk reward ratio. But despite that, most traders are losing money. I didn't encounter any trader who were bad at analyzing the markets. Like every trader can analyze the markets, can pick winner trades. Like everybody, almost everybody can do what I did here. Okay, this will go up, this will go down, and enter a winner trade. But when price, when this drawdowns in the trade happens, I didn't just collapse the trade and panicked. I think this is the key to ensure that you get the most from your analysis, because in the past, every drawdown in my trade would stress me out, and I would make mistakes because of it.
Thanks for that the analysis and sharing your strategy with everyone. Thanks for that the analysis and sharing your strategy with everyone. We're getting to the end of the interview, so just to trying to summarize and conclude, what would you tell traders, a final tip you would like, or a final message you would like to send to traders who are watching this? Maybe there's traders who they're facing drawdowns, maybe the traders who are hesitating in joining the Fiverr. So far, how final message, and how has you been your experience with the Fivers, with the company? And
yeah so I would recommend to avoid almost every course seller about trading out there. Like almost everything is free on YouTube. You can find any priced courses for free in YouTube. Like it's almost the same information out there. So wasting your money on that is like really bad, according to me. You can take that money and buy challenges with prop companies. So it will be way much better, because without really getting into this space, like buying challenges and failing them, you can't really progress.
Correct.
Because as I said, with my past self, I would get very easily stressed while trading, because it's a stressful job in according to its nature. So you are losing money, making money. So I open a trade, and with a 1 minute candle, my trade goes $1,000 against me, and $1,000 is really huge money in Turkey. Like it's a monthly salary for a good engineer. So it's really good money, and that would really stress me out. But I focused on my life instead of my trading. So uh, I I told to myself that my trading will figure itself out, because I'm constantly experiencing different market moves. I'm constantly failing or passing challenges. So experience is building up. And I supported that with my own lifestyle changes. So I started exercising. I started being very careful with my sleep schedule, because once you are focused and once you have that mental clarity, trading becomes much more easier. And if I get a good night's sleep, my stress levels like really come down.
Yep.
So for example, I have an open trade right now and I don't even look at it because I know the stop loss order is there, take profit order is there. If it was 8 months ago, I would constantly look at it. I would constantly analyze the 1 minute candles. So being stress resilient, I would say, is the most important thing to me because analyzing the markets and finding good trades are easy compared to that side of the trading. Because even if you go to Twitter and follow some good mentors, they post good trades daily, but I would assume that most people lose money on that.
Right.
So
Amazing. I'm very, very, very profound what you're sharing with us. So, Onur, again, thanks for taking the time to join us and sharing your experience and your knowledge with all the audience. And we will schedule another interview once you have more accounts,
yeah.
larger account. So
Yeah, okay. Whenever you want. Since I'm a student, I have lots of free time. No problem.
I wish you the best, and till next time.